and we've got the exhibition of From Lawrence with Love.
Yeah, so Nathan and I, we make up Drone Lawrence. We've been a business for maybe 3 years now. 3 years, yep. But we've basically been focusing on photography for the last year or so. Basically, when the pandemic started, we didn't have anything to do, and we didn't have any clients to work with on drone stuff. So last March and April, we really started doing photography. We had all the time in the world to go out and try stuff out, and this has all been created within the last year.
All right. So, as you guys are here with us tonight, we're going to give a tour of the space. We'll do an interview first. We've got a few questions to ask. And then, as I give a tour, if you guys want to ask any questions at home, we are going to take questions at the end of the tour and interview. And thanks for being here with us tonight. We're very excited. All right, guys. So, like I said, this is Seth and Nathan of Drone Lawrence. They take photos around Lawrence from a drone, right?
Right.
So it gets to be a perspective that we don't get to see every day. It's kind of cool. So they gave us a little bit of history of how Drone Lawrence started. So we're going to just jump right into the drone photography.
Okay.
If you want to explain your drone to us a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that.
They brought that with us so that we could do it.
This is the first question that people usually have about Drone Lawrence is, how big is your drone? So this is mine. It's just called a DJI Mavic Air. Super easy to use, super easy to fly. Shoots in RAW, if you're familiar with that format. So I shoot it in RAW, and then I send it over to Nathan, and he does all the magic editing, makes everything look good, and then we're off and running and get them printed and framed and hung on the wall.
Yep. And then, so we have a couple different drones. Mine's a little bit bigger than that, but they're all basically the same type of shape. And yeah, I think we have about like 3 batteries. Each battery lasts about 30 minutes, so we can get a lot of use out of one battery every time we're flying. And yeah, so that's pretty much the drone. And we got to keep, really good care of it, because that's our business right there. So.
That's so cool. How high can the drones go?
Yeah, so it's 400 feet. That's the FAA regulations. So no higher than 400 feet. So we really try to stay within that parameter.
Okay.
Yep. And there are other FAA regulations like this first photo that we're going to look at. It's of the football stadium. So we can take a picture of the football stadium and we can fly over the football stadium when there's nobody in it. But on game day, the FAA draws it's a no-fly zone. So they draw like an invisible fence around. So if you're flying above the stadium, it basically stops you in the air, and you cannot keep going.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You mentioned a little bit that Nathan does all the editing for these photos, right, through
Yes.
Photoshop. And on Instagram, I noticed that you do a lot of these little Easter egg hunts in each photo. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? What's your story?
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you mentioned that, because not a lot of people know about it. And I think it's pretty cool when someone notices. So I think it was about maybe summer last year, I started putting my logo, or Drone Lawrence logo, in different places, because before that I just kind of put it on the corner, and it just got kind of boring to me. So I started putting it in different parts of none of them are on the prints itself, but on the social post, different parts of the building, or just in the sky somewhere. And then I started putting our actual prints in an Easter egg in a couple of them. So yeah, I just really tried to get creative with it. I put my dog in one of them one time, really small. Nobody ever noticed that. So yeah, it's just a fun thing I do that I just hope people notice, and if they don't, it's fun for me.
Yeah, it seems like an extra little step that you get to take.
Yeah,
build this little environment inside of it with your extra.
Yep. Most definitely. Yeah, that's how we sign our work.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
All right, so they can find that on Instagram, though, right?
Yep, Instagram and Facebook at Drone Lawrence. Yes.
Okay. All right, so why don't we go ahead and start the tour of the space if you guys are ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give the title and the size of the image, and then the price also, and then Seth and Nathan here are going to give us a little history and inspiration for the piece. Again, if you have any questions, just drop them in, and we'll get to them as they come. All right. So this piece here, we've got Memorial Stadium at Dusk. It's a 20 by 30 inch framed photograph, and it's $325.
Yeah, so this one, when you're flying a drone in Lawrence, Kansas, the most fun place to fly is on campus. It's just, there's the most visually appealing things going on there. And the football stadium is an obvious one, just because you can you can fly up to 400 feet and be right above the logo, right above the field. Or this evening, I was lucky enough that there was a nice sunset, so got kind of close to the light pole and snapped a few photos, and luckily it turned out like we wanted it to.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe when the Jayhawks start winning a few football games, we can fly. We can sell a few more of these.
Get it from the side, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right. Move into the next one. This one here is called Lawrence Glow. It's 18 by 24, and it's $275.
Yeah. So this one, it's the Amtrak station in Lawrence. If you're on 7th Street, it's kind of where 7th Street dead ends in East Lawrence, and it was something that I drive by every single day on my way home from work, and always wanted to capture it. So I woke up early one day and was over at the train station. It was me and a couple people waiting for a train and flying a drone over there. And yeah, it's another one that turned out well. I don't think a lot of people know where this sign is, but it's something that is pretty visually appealing.
Yeah, and this one too, we've been talking about getting the shot for probably 4 or 5 months before we actually got it, and we just never got around to it. So that morning was just perfect. Like the sunrise was just beautiful, so it really worked out, and Steph captured it perfectly. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I wasn't sure where that one was.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions about that. People are like, "Where is that?" And we have to kind of explain it. That's what I think. Also, that kind of makes it more unique because not a lot of people, know where the Amtrak station is if you're not, going there often. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool spot.
And I don't know if you guys can see it on Facebook Live, but you can see the train tracks in there too, kind of lighting up, leading you out of town.
All right. So next we've got Fraser Sunrise. This one's 18 by 24, and it's $275.
This was like the white whale shot for me. Like I had been trying to get this photo forever, and this was like in the dead of summer. So this sunrise was at maybe 5:45 or 6 o'clock, and I was sitting in my office, like looking at the sky, wondering if it was going to be a good sunrise, and it was. Luckily, so I got in my car and drove way too fast up to campus, parked right next to it, and put the drone up in the air, and yeah, it was the shot. It turned out exactly how we had hoped, but I had spent a few mornings trying to get this shot, and it never had turned out. So this was one that I was really, really proud to capture.
And I remember I was driving to work, and I saw the sunrise, and I was like, wow, that's a beautiful sunrise. But I didn't know that Seth was droning yet. So he texted me probably like 20 minutes later. He was like, I just got the the best shots of Fraser. I was like, let's go. So it really turned out great.
Nathan and I text about sunrises and sunsets a lot.
A lot.
I love that. Give you an excuse to take it in a little extra.
Yeah, definitely. And I had just gotten a new puppy, so that's why I was up at 5 a.m.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so next we've got Jayhawker Proud. It's 18 by 24, and this one's $300.
So yeah, this one actually is cool because it's only one of 2, I believe, that we were actually together when we took. We were actually on a drone job for a company that we work with in Topeka, and I had seen this tower before, but I never had got a drone shot of it, and we were just driving past it, and we both had our drones on us, and we were like, all right, let's get it up. And so we took it, and it was just the perfect time, right before sunset, right at sunset with the Capitol in the background. We knew that would really resonate with, all of our Lawrence followers, but also just, general KU fans as well, and also the people from Kansas because the Capitol building's in the back. So yeah, this was a really fun shot.
All right, so we're going to go with the one on the top here. This one's the Frozen Caw.
Okay.
It's 18 by 24, and it's $275.
Yeah, so this one, this is a very iconic Lawrence shot of the bridge connecting North Lawrence and Lawrence. And this was during the deep freeze, when it was negative whatever for how many days in a row during February of this month. So the Caw was truly frozen over completely, and then it had just snowed maybe a day or two before, and this was the first time the sun had come out in who knows how many days. So
Yeah,
it was a fun day to go and drone, but it was still really cold, and probably about here, my drone said, hey, it's really cold, you need to land. So I thought I was going to have to land on the Caw that day, but luckily we got it back home, so that was good. Yeah.
They have a temperature regulation too?
Yeah. Well, it's not really a regulation, it's just the battery. I don't know what the exact degree is, but when it gets too cold, it'll just not work properly. So, and when you're that high in the air, that's definitely scary. So, but I'm glad we got the shot, and it was great. Yeah.
Cool. safely. You got
Safe,
it
yep,
safely.
that's always, always.
Drones intact.
Very good. Next, we've got skiing across the Ka.
Yeah.
It's 18 by 24 and $275.
This was from the same day, obviously, with the Ka frozen, and a lot of my inspiration, a lot of photographers that I follow on Instagram do really cool work with straight down photography with the drone, and it's something that I've been trying to master, and this was probably my favorite one that I've done so far, just because if you've ever skied, you know what your skis look like in front of you when you're hurtling down a mountain, and that's what I thought the bridge looked like, so yeah, that's just the bridge across Lawrence.
And I really like this one because you can't really tell like where the the river is except for that that spot right there, because it kind of looks like it's just one. It's like that was a really unique perspective that stuff was able to capture there.
Cool. All right. This one next is Downtown Red. It's 19 by 27 inches, and it's $300. And I just want to add one thing, that these photographs also come with their frames. So the frames that you're seeing around these images are included in the price. They're really cool.
Yeah, so this one actually has a funny story. So this was taken on, I think it was the Tuesday before the Super Bowl this year, and I was downtown every night trying to get some Super Bowl content. I was at an Arrowhead Stadium and Union Station, just trying to get everything. And I've taken this exact shot before, but not when the whole city like looks red. And so I took it and I came back, I edited it a little bit, and I was about to post it, and I didn't really like it, honestly, but my girlfriend, who's back there, convinced me to post it, and now it's like the #2 most liked picture on our Instagram, so it worked out. I'm glad I listened to her.
Interesting how that works out.
Yeah, and it just turned out really well. I like how the sky is gray, and it's just all the red downtown. I mean, the Super Bowl didn't turn out like we wanted to this year, but it was still a beautiful moment to capture.
Yeah. Did they change all the lights so they were red?
Yeah, so most of them, like on the top of the Bartle Hall and the top of all the taller buildings, they're all red. They try to do that at night, and that's when I was trying to get the shot. It was kind of like right after sunset, so you could really see the lights, pop out a little bit more.
That's cool. All right, so next we've got Astra Paradiso. It's 18 by 24 inches, and it's $350.
Yeah, this is another one where we were actually both droning the same project, and it was a Lawrence Art Center project, actually. They were projecting things on buildings around town, and they asked us to come out and help them. So they did some stuff in downtown Lawrence, like with Dorothy clicking her shoes together on the side of 715 restaurant, so that was pretty cool. But this one was our favorite, just putting Ad Astra Paradiso on Allen Fieldhouse. So I think we posted this one on Kansas Day, and obviously it did pretty well.
Yeah.
So Allen Fieldhouse is a super tricky building to get shots of. It's something obviously that we've tried a million times, and this is the one that has resonated most.
Yeah, and I think that that shoot was in May of last year, and so we didn't post this until Kansas Day, so January of this year, and I was kind of mad at myself for holding on to it for that long, but it worked out, and it was just a beautiful time to get that shot during nighttime.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool. Were you able to get the stars in there too?
No, that was some post editing magic.
Ah,
but,
I love
yeah.
that. It really adds to the scene there.
Yeah, and I think the Ad Astra Paradiso, it translates to
the stars through difficulties.
so it felt fitting, to put some stars in there to really make it pop.
So now we've got Fraser Silhouette here. It's 18 by 24 inches, and it's $325.
Yeah, so this was like in the heat of the summer, one of those perfectly still summer nights. As you can see, the flags on top of Fraser Hall are standing completely limp. And I had just moved into a house kind of far away from KU, and I was like, hey, I'm going to try to fly from my house and see how far I can get, and ended up getting pretty close to Fraser, and was able to capture this one. And something that I really liked about it too is the water tower. You have two different things on the Lawrence skyline popping up there. So obviously anyone who's ever lived in Lawrence knows that water tower.
And that's what's so special about, I feel like during the spring and summer, we get the best sunsets, and it's that was the heat of summer probably, maybe July or August.
Yeah.
So it just kind of, I don't know, it really looks like a summer shot to me. That's why I really love it. And the silhouette of Fraser is so iconic, and people know what it is, even if they can't see the whole thing, they just know the outline. So yeah, it really worked out well.
Next we've got downtown KC Golden Hour. It's 16 by 20 inches and for $250.
Yeah, so actually all three of these, if I can just tell the story of all three of them, because they all kind of fit the same story. So this was in June of last year, and there was actually like the Saharan dust storm that came in, and I read something about on Twitter, and I was like, that'd be really cool to see what it looks like at sunset. So I grabbed my drone, went downtown Kansas City, and it just, the way, I don't know if it was the dust or just like the way that the clouds and the sunset were working together, like it was perfect. So I got all these shots probably within minutes of each other, and yeah, they're really cool. I just love how just golden it looks, and with the dust, it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, it definitely added a different color to the situation,
yeah,
right?
most definitely. And like I don't know, like I'm not like a meteorologist or anything, but I would think that there was some dust in the air because I never seen a sunset like that, especially downtown Kansas City. So yeah, I really love these shots.
So I'll just really quickly give you the titles and the size and the price of these three, and then we'll move on to the next one. This one's Barton Hall Golden Sunset. It's 16 by 20 inches, $250. And then the next one's going to be Kaufman Center Golden Sunset, 16 by 20 inches for $250. All from that same day.
Yes.
So the next one here is Sledding to Potter. It's 18 by 24 inches, $275.
Yeah, so this is that same first sunshiny day after the deep freeze, the deep cold. And so I just took my drone up on campus because I had heard that there were some kids playing hockey on frozen Potter Lake. And so I really wanted to go and capture that because that's a pretty unique thing. But being college kids, they had drawn something pretty inappropriate on the lake, so I couldn't photograph that. But luckily there was a lot of activity on the hill with people sledding down, and then obviously the blue sky. And if you can get the Campanile and Fraser and Strong Hall all in the same shot, that's usually going to turn out pretty well. So this was, one that we were happy with, even though the college kids tried to ruin it. Yeah.
That's so funny. All right, the next one here with this pretty sunset, we've got Stunning Campanile Sunset, 18 by 24 inches, and it's $300.
So yeah, Seth actually took this one, but I kind of wanted to tell the story. Like this picture to me is Drone Lawrence. Like I love it more than anything. And this was kind of the start of our, photography. Like this is the first picture that kind of blew up on social media. And I think it was in April. And just like, I feel like it kind of speaks for itself. Like the sunset with Fraser, and this is our #1 most selling print on our website. So yeah, this one's really special to me. I know it is to Seth because this is kind of the start of all of these prints, honestly. So really love this one.
When I look at this one too, it gives me kind of like quarantine nostalgia because it was at the very beginning of quarantine when nobody had anything to do, and so we were up on campus and there was like nobody up there whatsoever. And yeah, it was just like a perfect sunset on campus.
Yeah, you probably don't get that very often.
No. That was probably like the best sunset of the year.
Yeah.
We were lucky to be there for it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And last but not least, we've got the Sunflower Sunrise here. It's 18 by 24 inches and it's $350.
Yeah, so I think this one's probably the #2 most selling print on our website. This was taken in September, I believe, of last year at Grinner Farms outside of Lawrence. And I always love going there, when the sunflowers are in full bloom because it's so special. And I knew that there was going to be a good sunset that night because it was just a perfect day that whole day. And so yeah, I had my girlfriend and my dog with me, and we just kind of went out there and enjoyed the sunflowers, and I was able to get some really, really cool shots, and I also got a video that we posted on Drone Lawrence that people really loved. And I feel like, anytime you get to add, Kansas elements to a beautiful sunrise, people are just going to really, hold on to that and really just find, some kind of value in it. So I think this one is really special as well.
Okay, I have a few questions.
We have questions? Okay.
Yeah,
Here.
what is the best time of day to shoot? I mean, you may have answered these through where you were talking, but just a quick answer on what you guys consider the best time.
So yeah, best time of day to shoot, definitely just like all other photography in the golden hour, whether it's around sunrise or around sunset. That's what we're always chasing.
Yeah, and that golden hour, I feel like during the summer and spring, it's usually like, 7 to 8, and I know I have an app that kind of tells you like when golden hour is coming,
Yeah.
so you know like the perfect time to fly.
Yeah.
So I would say either sunset or sunrise is just the best time to shoot.
Have you ever almost crashed or gotten your drone caught in a tree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want to hear those stories.
The very first time that I flew a drone, so I flew drones like back in maybe 2010, 2011 when they were really, really hard to fly. The technology on them has improved quite a bit. But yeah, I got one stuck in a tree on campus like the first day that I had it. And the only thing that you can do is try to press the takeoff button again and like jar it loose. And luckily it fell, 40 feet out of the tree and landed, but it survived. Yeah, that was my first one.
I think one of my first drones, I started growing probably about 6 years ago now. It was a lot bigger than that one. Like it was huge. And I know that it hit like the side of the tree, and it was so big and bulky that it didn't even affect the drone at all. So yeah, I've had a couple of crashes, but nothing, that was really damaging to the drone, thankfully.
I guess that answers the last question. Have you ever lost a drone?
Yeah, well, I actually have lost a drone. I guess not the same as crashing it, but yeah. So I was in Atlanta on a work trip, and I was flying my drone, and I'm not used to the big, buildings and the skyscrapers. So I was flying it, and I lost connection with it, and I tried to press it, like a return to home button, and yeah, it didn't do that. It did not return to home. So I lost it.
What we're lucky with in Lawrence, so the drones, they can fly up to 400 feet, and like when you're learning to fly a drone, the instinct is always to come lower, like if you get in trouble or whatever, but in reality you just go higher, because in Lawrence there's nothing that's that high, so you'll always be like, okay, up there, but in Atlanta, that's not the case.
Not the case at all.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
And I know we want to go through them one more time really quick. So the last question quickly, is there any community or area that you would like to shoot best that makes for the best photos?
That we would like to, or that
Yeah, something you're really wanting to shoot that you haven't yet.
I feel like at this point we're just like trying to find places that we haven't shot, and
So there's some shots that we have that are not here of water towers. Water towers are really fun to drone, and I was telling my fiance's grandparents about that, and they said, oh, there's this great water tower, and I think it's in Pratt, Kansas.
yeah, Wamego.
Oh, Wamego, yeah. So that's going to be a day trip soon, going to Wamego to take a photo of a
It's
water
like
tower.
the #1 water tower in the country or something. Like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, we started that series, and it was just kind of cool to see the small town water towers that kind of just look the same. So yeah, we got to go out there.
Yeah.
And it's very colorful, and I feel like that'd be a cool shot.
Drone Lawrence field trip.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice, I love that.
This one is too good not to, and we can go over 7:30 because I know we need to go around these pictures again, but this one is really good. How has seeing Kansas from above influenced the way you look at landscape?
That's a great question. Yeah, so I was born and raised here in Kansas, so I've always loved the state. But I think once you see it from a different perspective, it really changes your outlook, because people, some people in Kansas, but mostly outside of Kansas, think it's very flat and boring, nothing here. And I feel like that's what we're trying to change people's perception on. My
favorite caption that we've ever used is on that Campanile shot, the one that is probably our favorite. And it was, they call it flyover country, we call it home. And I think that probably encapsulates maybe like the mission statement of Drone Lawrence,
Yeah,
right? Showing it off in a different light and appreciating what we have here.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do a really fast tour through all the pieces one more time so you guys can see them. We'll give you the information again. So this one here is Memorial Stadium at Dusk, 20 by 30 inches for $325. Then we've got Lawrence Glow, 18 by 24 inches, $275. Fraser Sunrise, 18 inches by 24 inches, $275. Jayhawker Proud, 18 by 24 inches, $300. The Frozen Caw, 18 by 24 inches, $275. We've got Skiing Across the Caw, 18 by 24 inches, $275. We've got Downtown Red, 19 by 27 inches, $300. At Astra Paradiso, 18 by 24 inches, $350. Fraser Silhouette, 18 by 24, $325. Downtown KC Golden Hour, 16 by 20 inches, $250. They've got Bartell Hall Golden Sunset, 16 by 20 inches, $250. We've got Kaufman Center Golden Sunset, 16 by 20 inches, $250. Sledding to Potter, 18 by 24 inches, $275. Stunning Chamomile Sunset, 18 by 24 inches, $300. And Sunflower Sunrise, 18 inches by 24 inches for $350. All right, guys, we're really glad that you joined us today. Nathan, Seth, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
We'll have the show up for the next month. It'll be up until April 23rd. And you can also check out the show on our virtual gallery on our website. And we have...
The live show.
Oh, you can watch the live show again from our Facebook page. Yeah, okay, from our Facebook page. We do online shopping, so we can do pickup, local delivery, and we also ship. So if you guys see anything that you like, go ahead and just order it or give us a call, and we will send it to you guys. Follow our email so that you can get on the list for the coming shows. Thanks, guys, and thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Appreciate it.